Entrepreneur Andrew Yang is running for the Democratic nomination for president and doing surprisingly well. Very smart guy. We had him on the show a couple of weeks ago. One of his signature proposals is the idea of giving every American $1,000 a month. I think he calls it the freedom dividend. But Yang's idea could soon get a test run in Newark, New Jersey. To combat poverty in that city, the mayor, Ross Bakari, has proposed simply giving every resident there a regular stipend.
We believe in universal basic income. Martin Luther King believed in universal basic income, especially in a time where studies have shown that families that have a crisis of just $400 in a month may experience a setback that may be difficult, even impossible for them to recover from. Where a third of our city still lives in poverty. We have to have a mind to build, a mind to work. And all we're asking for you to do is to help us work and build this city.
So this idea has gotten very popular, more popular than you may know, but it does come with a number of questions, beginning with who pays for it exactly? And if you're getting the money every month, why would you work? Isn't this giving up on people? Quentin James is the founder of Collective PAC, and he joins us tonight. Mr. James, thanks very much for coming on. So I guess that's my core feeling. First of all, let me say I applaud the attention that people are paying to the poor, and the working poor in particular. I think that's laudable. But this does seem like giving up on them. And in effect, the message is you're losers. You will never participate meaningfully in our economy. We're just going to pay you off. People want meaning. They want to feel like their lives are purposeful. Isn't this acknowledging that they're never going to be meaningful?
Not at all, Tucker. That is exactly the opposite. What we know is that income inequality in this country is gotten out of control. What we see in states like here in Ohio and across the Midwest, companies are laying off workers and leaving them to fend for themselves. All the while, corporations like Netflix and Amazon are paying $0 in federal income tax. And so as taxpayers, as citizens of this country, yes, I think it is very appropriate for us to consider universal basic income to take care of our own and to make sure that folks are given a little something to help them get by. We know too many folks around the country are working 2 and 3 jobs to just to make basic ends meet. And unfortunately, it's gotten out of hand, and we need to do something about it really quickly. So
the first part of what you said, I agree with completely. I absolutely do. I think one of the key problems in our society is big companies don't feel any obligation to the country that made them possible. And I think we completely agree. But handouts are depressing and they're degrading. I mean, people who inherit tons of money don't tend to thrive. They tend to become drunks. Okay? That's just true. And so we know that handing people stuff isn't good for them. It hasn't been good for the inner cities. It hasn't been good for the very rich. It's never good. So why wouldn't you come up with some work?
I would agree with you that many of our social welfare programs are not keeping people out of poverty or preventing them from getting into poverty. I think what we're saying with universal basic income is why don't we lift some restrictions, give folks the means to do what they want to with some basic level of funding, and let's see what happens. We're very much in a test case now. So the program in Newark, the program out in Stockton, they are tests, they're pilots to see what this could really mean for families who are struggling.
Okay, but no one's approaching this empirically, as you know. Head Start has been evaluated for over 50 years. It doesn't work, and we still fund it. You know, no program ever goes away, as you know, and especially giving people stuff. But here's what we do know. Do you disagree with the proposition that giving people something for nothing, whether they're poor or rich, it's a human thing, is bad for them? It doesn't make them feel good about themselves.
So we're talking right now about poor people. And I actually believe that when you give poor people additional money, it actually increases their responsibility. I think people, when they are struggling to make ends meet, they're struggling how to, determining how they're going to keep their lights on, pay their mortgage every month, that actually increases their, what it does is it decreases their ability to make better decisions, to
pay their
take
mortgage.
Care of their children.
So you're going to do. I thought this was for poor people.
Or pay their rent. Pay their rent.
Okay.
Pay their rent. That's what I mean.
So, but is there an income threshold? Like, can you get this UBI if you're working?
Again, these are pilot studies.
No, but what do you think? Should we give it to everybody?
Personally. I don't think everyone, in my opinion. I think what we're seeing right now is, and to your point, right, around the rich. Donald Trump has been giving tax breaks to the top 1%.
Oh,
I don't think we need to continue giving things to the rich. I think we need to focus in on people who really need the help.
Okay, well, I'm just going to ask you one more time, because I think this is the core question. Do you think you really believe that giving people something they haven't earned makes them feel good about themselves? It increases their dignity. Do you really believe that? And is there any evidence for that at all?
But in your question, there seems to be a assumption that people aren't working, right? That
I'm not saying they're
mothers
not
who may be
working. I'm just
stay-at-home
saying this
mothers
is money they haven't
aren't
earned.
valued the same way that someone is working for a company. What do we as society actually value? How do we determine work? We know that automation is going to take almost 40 to 50%
I agree. Look, I'm with you 100%. I just think this is the easy way out. This is the easy way out. What you're saying is we don't care. Okay, we're out of time. I hope you'll come back because I think it's a really important conversation.
I would love to, Tucker. Thanks so much.